Right guys, it's the raging debate. The debate on how to get rid of build-up on your system. So as your system ages, you will basically get a mineral build-up. It's both if you're using hard water and soft water. Hard water produces more of a build-up, and also just the minerals that you put into your system will obviously have a build-up as well. So it's all about the lack of scrubbing. That's where we're at. We don't want to be doing any more work than we have to do. So we've got two different routes with this, and we're trialing them both. So Robert here is showcasing. We have got a distilled malt vinegar, which some people use. It works, don't get me wrong. The only thing I've got about doing the vinegar route is that your system will end up smelling a bit of vinegar at the end of it. And then of course you've got what is the magic ingredient in my mind, and that is the citric acid. So essentially citric acid, every time I've done it, it will break the build-up down within 10 minutes. To the point where all you've got to do is get a cloth and rub around and it's gone. Versus if you don't use anything, which we're going to trial, we're going to do one citric acid, we're going to do one vinegar, and we're going to do one plain. I think what you'll find is if you do without either of those two things, the amount of scrubbing that you have to do is substantial. This is a miracle cure, so let's have a go on it. Right guys, so this is a food grade citric acid. I literally stole this from my restaurant kitchens. They weren't particularly happy with me, but hey, it is what it is. There are lots of different types. What we've always said is that you basically just put 1 cup of it into the water. So let's do that. So honestly, this Bowser is the worst of all of them, and I'm going in with the citric acid on this. Excellent. Okay, then we're going on to malt distilled vinegar. So we go across to this one here. And there. I might actually do a bit more for good measure. Okay. And the last one we're going to leave as is, so that we can showcase how good these two systems are. So I'm going to come back in 10 minutes. I'm going to come back in 20 minutes. We're going to have a look at how they're doing. Right guys, so 10 minutes down the line, and we're going to have a little go. We've got nothing more than a really soft sponge so that we can see how quickly it comes off. No abrasion, because you don't really want that anywhere on the plastic. But also just proving that it is so good at just wipe on, wipe off. Okay, Robert, have a go at that part there, my friend. Let's just see, just a quick wipe, that's enough, that's enough. Let's just see how that's done. Right guys, I don't know whether you can see that in the water, but that has definitely made a pretty immediate difference on it coming off. So we've tried this one, we're going to move on to the vinegar. Right guys, with the vinegar, you can see it looks like it's darker, but the darker is actually just algae. It's more the mineral buildup that we're trying to demonstrate in terms of how easy it is to come off, because that's the bit actually that you have to do large amounts of scrubbing. So Robert, this is, let's have a little go on this space here. Yeah, there's definite movement with the vinegar. It's about, I suppose it's about the same. What do you reckon, Robert?
I think the same, definitely slightly better on the...
Citric is better, actually, look at it. That's completely removed it on the citric, whereas there's still some here. Right, team, this is the one that's just had water put in there. We've not done anything more than that. So, Robert, have a go. Okay, enough. See, as you can see, there's very little movement. That is still there. Trying to scrub that off with my finger as hard as I can push, and it's not moving at all. So immediately 10 minutes on, we can see a big difference in how easy this is going to be. Right team, it's like the Great British Bake Off, but it's the Great British Clean Off. God, that was rubbish. Anyway, subsequently, moving on, Robert is now going to clean all 3 of these units. We are just going to record it. He is going to put his hand up when he's done each of these, and we're going to see how quickly it takes to actually clean off each of these based upon citric acid, vinegar, and nothing. So, good luck, my friend. See you later. team. So the results are in. I've been standing here for nearly 20 minutes waiting for this information because it's fascinating, or not. Anyway, there is a clear winner without a question of a doubt. The citric acid, it just... Robert, what happens with the citric acid when you go at it?
The citric acid just peels away as if it was not there. Cut straight through it, no effort at all, very little scrubbing required.
Love it. And what about the vinegar?
The vinegar comes up very well, but with a slightly stronger abrasive pad such as a scouring pad, I think you would get all of the calcium build-up clean, but certainly easier to clean with, again, minimal scrubbing, but just not as good as the citric acid.
Yeah, and you can still see all of this around the edge where it's not come away. And then the water.
You would need something along the lines of wire wool and probably bleach.
And about what? An hour and a half of your time?
and at least a day of scrubbing to get that off.
Okay.
It made no difference at all.
So, there we go, people. The evidence is in. Citric acid, I mean, you hear it on all the forums. This is, I'm not reinventing the wheel with this one. Everyone talks about citric acid being the one. And as you can see, I mean, it just peels off there as new versus the other ones that it's just scrubbing. It's just unnecessary. You don't need it. Citric acid is the way to go. So there we go. Thanks very much.